Welcome back to Headlines and Heartlines, the podcast where we go beyond the headlines and get to know the people who shape our communities. My name is Vanessa Brazier, owner and publisher of Bluebonnet News of Texas, and today I am joined by a guest who is someone I've known for many years and I'm proud to call my friend. In fact, my children and grandchildren know him simply as Uncle Bryan. Bryan Neal is the owner of Neal Funeral Home in Cleveland, where he and his staff help families navigate some of life's most difficult moments with dignity, compassion, and care. He also is the owner of Nelco, a successful heavy equipment company that serves customers throughout the region. Bryan is a former United States Marine, and those who know him well have probably seen both sides of his personality. There's a Marine Corps toughness and discipline that still shows up from time to time, but there's also a softer side that has led him to spend much of his life helping people when they need it most. He would not like this, but we call him the Marine Corps teddy bear because he's a teddy bear at times. Working alongside Bryan is his lovely wife, Victoria Neal, who manages the day-to-day operations of Neal Funeral Home. Victoria is known not only for her compassion and professionalism, but also for her beautiful singing voice and gentle kindness and her willingness to put up with Bryan. I've watched Bryan quietly help people over the years without ever seeking recognition for it, and he's going to hate that I mention it today. Today, we're going to talk about business, service, family, friendship, faith, and what it means to care for a community. Bryan, welcome to Headlines and Heartlines.
Thank you.
Thank you for agreeing to come on. I've been twisting his arm for months.
You've been after it, so
I have.
finally tapped out.
Let's start at the beginning. Tell me a little bit about Bryan Neal, who you are when you're not running businesses.
When I'm not running a business, I'm in a coma, sleeping. Take a break.
Well, tell me a little bit about where you grew up and how you...
I grew up primarily in Livingston, Texas, and we used to come down to Cleveland on the weekends because everything in Livingston rolled up about 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they had the Jack in the Box down here, so we'd always come down here and cruise the Sonic.
Oh, cruising back in the 80s and 90s?
Yes, late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, we're telling our age, aren't we? You own a funeral home and a heavy equipment company. That's not a combination most people would expect.
No.
How did your path lead you to both companies?
When I got out of funeral directing school, I was working for a funeral home down here in Houston, and I realized very quickly I would never own a funeral home working for someone. So I went and bugged Mustang Tractor, who sells cat down there, and I kept repeatedly bugging them until they finally in-house financed my very first dozer with them back in 1995.
Uh-huh.
And from there, I built a pretty good little company, and then 10 years later, I shut it down when I built the funeral home in 2005.
It's been here since 2005?
Yes.
And if you haven't come to Cleveland, well, most people have come to Cleveland. It's probably the biggest.
It's one of the bigger buildings.
One of the bigger buildings in town. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the top taxpayers here in Cleveland. Not something I wanted to achieve.
And it's right here on Washington Avenue in Cleveland, pretty close to where.
We're right downtown. We have probably one of the top traffic counts in Liberty County right here in front of our building.
A lot of people pass by here.
Yes.
Well, but now you also are back doing heavy equipment too.
Yes. So. After the funeral home's been running successfully after about 17 years, I was looking around and I told my wife I got a lot of skills and I got a good staff. I said I need to maximize my remainders of my years working and to.
Are you admitting that Victoria made it possible for you to start Nelco?
Yes, Victoria made it possible. And also, we have an excellent director here, or manager.
Hector.
Hector is just unbelievable.
What's Hector's last name? Tell everybody.
Spell it for us.
Machado. Yeah, Hector's great.
Yes.
And he's a good singer too.
Yeah,
Victoria have performed.
We have got some real good singers. We got another guy here named David. He's a good singer too.
Oh my goodness! Now, are y'all still using your chapel for church services and stuff from time to time?
No, nobody. It is available, but we had one people that were trying to do it, and they never could get it going after Hope Church moved out and got their own facility.
Yeah, he did have a church here for a while, but they got their own facility.
For about 2.5 years.
Yeah, so that was very nice that you let them use the facility for church.
That's what it's here for. It's a ministry.
So what lessons from your childhood helped shape the man you became?
Not wanting to be poor.
You grew up in a challenging...
We grew up with a split home, a lot of things that children go through. And just that not having anything gives you a longing to want to accomplish more.
Yeah.
And just... you can't teach that to your children how bad you want them to, but if they grew up having everything, they don't have that ambition that you have.
But you had it because you wanted to achieve something.
I wanted something more out of life.
So you went into the Marine Corps when you were how old?
I think I was 18.
Right out of high school.
Well, I played one semester of college football, and then
Okay.
I quit and went right in, and I had no choice. I had to do something, so I went into the Marine Corps.
Where did you go to college?
Ranger. It was Ranger Junior College. I was recruited for University of Houston, but coming from that home life, I didn't have the grades, and so they wanted me to go to Ranger for a semester, get my grades established, and then come back and play.
So you were built like a defensive lineman even back then?
Yeah, I was about 245.
Yeah.
I could run a 4.840, so I was pretty fast.
Yeah. Well, so you were in the Marines for how long?
Almost 3 years. I got
3 years.
out a little bit early. That's when they were starting to have some troop cutbacks, and I was able to get into college.
Yeah.
Funeral directing school up in Boston, and I was able to get out with an honorable discharge a little bit earlier.
When did you know that going into the funeral business was something you wanted to pursue?
When I was 10 years old, my great-grandmother passed away, and being at her funeral and not understanding everything, I was very curious, and so after her funeral, I started going to the library, reading books on mortuary science.
That is an odd thing for a kid to do.
It was, and so in 8th grade, everybody had to do like a career research. I wanted to be a funeral director.
When you were a kid?
Yes, from about age 10, I just knew that's what I wanted to do. It was just...
That's unusual.
Well, but going to church, like we did, I was always prophesied that I was going to be a minister. All these people the preachers would say, hey, your son's going to be a minister, and I didn't mean to be.
But this is your ministry.
This is a ministry. We get to minister to families.
Well, I grew up wanting to be a cowgirl. I didn't get there, but I do have some land. I have some animals, but definitely did not have ministry on my bingo card. Well, so how did being in the Marines shape your character and your work ethic?
The Marine Corps changed my life because I would have never been able to get organized, disciplined, or structured. And if you go to the Marine Corps, you will learn to be organized, disciplined, and structured. And if you take those same principles, you apply them to everything in life, you can't help but to be successful.
So you still use those lessons today?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Have there been times when the Marine Corps training kicked in unexpectedly in civilian life?
In my early years, the first time I had my construction company, I was known to be a hard charger.
Yeah.
The older I get, I'm getting somewhat more
Softer?
relaxed, softer. I'm not as hard, and getting closer to God. I don't like getting angry because angry means a God, and anger doesn't exist in the same place. So I'm very cautious about that. If I find myself getting angry, I have to take a breath and realize nothing's worth getting upset about.
Yeah. Well, most people know you as a businessman, but people who know you well know that helping others is important to you. So where does that desire come from?
I learned a lesson a long time ago. If you want a blessing, you have to be a blessing. And you don't talk about your blessings or what you bless people with or what you do. It should be very quietly kept. And you should never talk about it. You should never say, well, I do this and I do this and I do that. It's not a good thing.
And I respect that. But as his friend, I have seen him fix people's cars, help them with situations, and he's done things that go well above and beyond. And nobody knows that because he doesn't talk about it or say anything about it. He just quietly does it behind the scenes. But people should know that about you.
Well, God knows.
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
I've also heard you say many times, if I could just wrap my arms around someone.
Well, when we get a family in here and they come in and they've just got the most devastating news that they're in an unreal situation, and sometimes they're a little defensive. They think people are going to try to take advantage of them or something like that. I see it in the Ranger room. Once they let me get my arms around them and take care of them, they're very comfortable. Then they know that we're not trying to take advantage of them. We're not trying to upsell them or give them something they do not need.
Yeah.
My job is to be a pit bulldog for the people in this room, make sure their needs are met. And sometimes I'm a mediator in family situations.
Oh, I bet that would get tough with people that aren't getting along on...
It happens more and more than you think. And so, and that's something I'm very good at. I listen to everybody in the room, and my funeral directors are good at it. I've told them that. We pay attention to everybody's face, their reactions when we're going through the arrangements. We try to get everybody incorporated that's here that show, if you're here for the arrangements, that person was pretty important to you. So we want to try to incorporate everybody that we can. but ultimately the next of kin has the right to say yes or no.
So it would be usually the spouse and then the
The
children.
spouse or a child over the age of 18.
Yeah.
Sometimes grandparents want to try to take control because the kids may be in their 20s or something.
But there's a hierarchy.
There is a legal order, and we have to follow that. But we're able to do it in a compassionate way and generally bring peace.
As someone who's gone through that process, I would say, when after my dad died, y'all showed up at Nexus to pick him up, and you consoled us while we were there. We came back over here, met with y'all here, and then my dad got treated like a celebrity. A celebrity. I mean, it was unreal, the treatment that he got.
Well, your reputation had a lot to do with that too.
Oh, well, no.
Yes,
but
it did.
my daddy was a special man, and he deserved the treatment that he got, but nobody expected it.
Well, you're loved in this community too. And,
Thank you.
And when I called to get some reinforcements,
Plus, he's one of my best friends, so.
I got reinforcements, and then the sheriff's department and the officers, they were all readily to
That's very sweet.
to help.
And we've been sharing our struggle with Dad for months on Facebook, so people were aware that our time with Dad was dwindling down, and we'd been taking care of him for 4 months, doing our best.
Your mother was quite a fit for those people over there. She didn't. She at least say she didn't play by their rules.
I probably need to interview her from next Mother's Day, just so she could share her story, because she's something. She is definitely something.
Didn't y'all both get kicked out one time?
No, she got kicked out of Nexus.
I thought she did. Yeah.
She got kicked out of Nexus because Dad's blood pressure dipped so low, and then they wanted to kick her out. It was during COVID time, and she's like, I've been with this man for 60 years. I'm not leaving him while his blood pressure's dipping. And they still tried to force her out. They brought police out to get her out of the building, to leave her husband who's possibly dying. So that was a tough day. It was a very tough
willingly.
day. No, she did not. No. I mean, it was a hot mess. Well, so a lot of people think of funeral homes as businesses, but those who work in them know that they're really just about serving people too. So what does serving families mean to you personally?
Serving families it's a ministry, loving them through a tragic day. Most time when we meet people, it's the within hours of the most terrible news they could ever receive: the loss of a child, the loss of a husband, a wife, and it's no matter how we live life, you know it's coming one day, but you're never prepared for it. It's kind of like having a baby. You get ready for it, you think you're ready for it, and wow, the baby's here.
Yeah.
Well, then death is a lot like that.
Yeah.
And what we do is we really focus on just loving and listening and wanting to make it special for that person. No funeral should be like the last one. Everybody lives a different kind of life, and we should celebrate that life.
Well, if I happen to die while you're still running a funeral home business, I want my funeral to be funny.
Exactly.
Can you make sure it's funny?
Exactly.
I don't want everybody to sit around crying.
Oh, we've had Irish funerals where they've had they had margarita machines in here. We had
I don't want
bands.
that.
Everybody was cutting up.
I want it respectful, but I want everybody to be laughing. I want them to have funny things to say. I don't want it to be just sitting around sobbing.
Oh yeah, we're gonna start with some alpacas and
some alpacas.
We're gonna,
bring the alpacas and let them
emus and all this other stuff.
All the funny stuff that I've done in
absolutely.
my life. So, what is something that the public often misunderstands about funeral directors and funeral homes?
That it's just a business deal for them.
Yeah.
And with us, it's not just business. I chose to be in this business. It wasn't for the money. This is not a lucrative business like everybody.
Yeah.
The reason I do construction is so I can bless more people
Yeah.
and do more things.
Yeah.
Because I'm able to make money in that.
Yes.
It's a business world. But this year, it's compassion. The first year I was in the funeral business, I gave away so many funerals I had to go back to work.
Oh, gosh.
To make up for them, but it gets away from you because you want to try to help everybody.
And funerals are expensive.
They are, and I hate that part of it. But I see people doing birthday celebrations and weddings. They don't mind spending $50,000 or $100,000 on a wedding, and they do it every day. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy because 50% of all marriages fail.
And like I like to tell them, a good funeral's going to run you between $12,000 and $15,000, but we guarantee it. Wedding's only 50-50, but we guarantee the funeral.
Guarantee the funeral. We will make sure that they get where they need to go. That's funny. So, when you help someone through the process, I guess it starts with you meeting them here, helping them.
A lot of times it starts before that. They call before it, like when
they know that the person's going to pass. Okay.
They pick up the phone and say, look, we want to start trying to get things together.
That's what we did with you when
exactly.
Dad was dying.
I encourage that because the day after is not the day to make the big decisions. Make the decisions beforehand.
Yeah.
Because you have guilt, and people sometimes try to buy their way out of their guilt.
Yeah.
It's better to make good economical decisions before that time.
With a clear head.
A clear head, absolutely.
Yeah. So what are some of the more rewarding moments that you've experienced while serving families? I know you allowed me to take part when you did some of the soldier funerals where we went and picked them up and they gave them a big send-off.
Some of the police officers in the past, we do a lot of young people, and I guess the hardest ones, newborns sometimes die.
Yes.
But they don't have a personality. So when they get between, I'm going to say 2 years old, 2 years to 16 years old, those are the hardest ones. But if you can, it's just sadness. And if you can help them go through that and get them through that, you make lifelong friends. Mm-hmm. There's people, I've buried their babies and stuff, and they hug me every time they see me.
Like a shared trauma. Yeah.
Yep. You become part of their family.
So what has grief taught you about life?
It's inevitable. We're all going to go through grief. Everybody goes through the stages of life. There's about 9 different stages of grief, and you're going to go through them. What I have learned in the grieving process is people that are the closest to God, or that have a relationship with God, they come out on the other side.
They're more intact on the other side?
They're on the other side. They will come out. All they need is time.
Right.
And they don't need as much time as someone who's grieving 3 years later like it just happened yesterday.
Partly because they don't believe in the hereafter?
They don't have that hope.
It's a finality for them.
It's a finality that they can't get past.
I can see that.
And so, but I tell people here, I tell young couples that have lost a baby or something, and I tell them, I say, listen, I do this, but it's about a relationship with God, more and foremost. Because if you don't have that, we can do all the nice things in the world for you here, help you get through everything, be just like you want it, but there's still going to be an emptiness.
Well, life feels hopeless without God in it, for me.
Exactly.
So why would you want to go through life without it? He makes everything easier. I thanked him this morning for hot running water. That's where some of my best prayers happen, in the bathroom or getting dressed in the morning.
It is physically impossible for a human being to live without hope. The minute you lose all hope, you don't call 1-800 suicide or anything. Those are the people that actually take their life as soon as hope leaves their body. Because that's the only way you can hurt yourself, is not to have any hope.
Yeah.
And as long as you have that relationship with God, you always have hope.
Yeah, that's true. What advice would you give someone who's recently lost a loved one?
I would get into the scriptures. I would see what God has to say about death. I would there's so many. If you're struggling, some people prepared for it, some are not. It depends on where they're at in the grief process, and people enter different phases. Anger, if they're angry, I would encourage them to seek some type of counseling.
Yeah.
And as long as it was faith-based, I think it would be good.
When families struggling financially come to you, are there ways that you can help them?
We have never turned a family away financially. I've had some families. I had a family one time. There was about 9 people in the arrangement room, and encouraging the young widow to buy all this stuff. Yeah. And when it got down to the end, there was only her in there to sign the contract.
Oh yeah.
And so.
And she couldn't afford
that I lost that family, and I've always regretted. That's probably been 18 years ago, and I still remember that one.
Yeah.
But I have never lost a family that would sit down and let's help you figure this out.
Yeah.
The worst thing that happens is one family member tries to burden it to themselves. They say, "Well, I'll get this. I'll do this. I'll do that." No. Yeah. It takes a community.
Everybody needs to do their part.
Yes, and I've noticed that in the Spanish community. Everybody helps. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, if all your friends give $100, it all of a sudden it goes away. If everybody just helps out a little bit, but I think the person that tries to burden it, those people have the most trouble getting things taken care of. Yeah. And so I warn them. So listen, give everybody a chance to help here. Everybody wants to bless you. Don't block their blessing.
Yes. Yeah.
So so sometimes you got to educate people that.
It's hard sometimes though for people that their pride won't let them take out.
Exactly. But if they'll sit and listen, we'll we'll figure out a way. We'll figure out what we can do, how
What
we
you can
get
cut
them there.
or what you
But
can simplify.
I'm never going to turn a family away. I'm never going to tell them no.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. If you're willing to work with us, we're willing to work with you.
Yeah.
We're not going to say, hey, pick your mom up or your loved one. We're not going to do anything. No. If you're working with us, we're going to keep moving forward.
Yeah.
As far as we can until the wheels come off, and then we'll just, we got to do something different now.
You sell pre-needs.
Yes, we are very...
Can you talk about pre-needs and how that can help people?
Absolutely. Here's what I tell people. First and foremost, if you want to do something for your kids, get a will.
Yeah.
Do a will first before you ever do the pre-need.
Yeah.
That tears more families apart than anything.
Not having things written down.
Do a will. If you got something, get a trust, get it out of the tax, probate, anything to keep it out of the court to probate.
Yeah.
I tell them to take care of those. Everybody thinks they're going to live forever.
Yeah.
If you're 55 years or older, you need to start planning.
Yeah.
Nobody's given that. You only have a 50% chance of making it past the age of 50.
That's depressing.
You go look at the cemeteries, walk around to pay attention sometimes. Half the ages in the cemetery are under the age of 50. Pay attention. You can do your own little numbers. If you walk around and take a picture and look at it, half the people in the cemetery are under the age of 50.
Sometimes it's from youthful stupidity.
Yeah, well, people pass.
Yeah, and then kids
and so
sometimes
if you get past
sick.
55, you need to really start thinking.
Yeah.
Get your stuff in order so that everybody knows where it's going.
Yeah.
What you want done.
There'll be no squabbling.
And then do a pre-need. Second thing I think is a pre-need. And a pre-need is kind of like, remember when you was a kid, you fall off a bicycle and you scratch your knee, and it didn't really hurt that much, but Mom would bring that old monkey blood out there and she'd put a little monkey blood
mercurochrome or methylate?
And put it on there. And just her doing that and blowing on it and maybe give a little kiss.
Made you feel like it was okay then.
It was okay.
Yeah. A Band-Aid.
A pre-need is the same thing for your kids and your family.
Yeah.
It does the same thing. It just takes the stress. I don't know how many times I've seen it just take the stress off of people's mom and dad have already picked everything.
Yeah.
They're not having to make no decisions. You know what they're deciding? Dates and times. That's it.
Yeah.
So I encourage people to do that.
Yeah. So I would say that we can't have an interview here without talking about Victoria. Victoria's in the room with us for one, but I've known you since before you were married to Victoria, and she has been one of the best things ever happened to you.
She has been a life-changing force in my
I would
life.
agree with that.
Exactly.
I would agree with that. So how did you two meet?
Well, she was going through a divorce. I was going through a divorce, and I ran into one of her friends who she thought
Y'all would be a good couple?
that I was friends.
Oh, okay.
So she doesn't, Victoria's not a big talker. You just can't approach
No,
Victoria.
she's quiet.
She's very quiet. And so I'm a big, just cut up. So I'm cutting up with this girl and talking to her. And she thought I was friends with her, one of her friends, my childhood friends.
Yeah.
And she hadn't seen her in a long time. She opened that door and we started talking, and we talked all night. We talked till 6 o'clock in the morning. I took her home. I had a funeral. The next day was a Saturday night. And on a Sunday, I had a funeral. I actually had to preach the funeral. I come back, picked her up for, we went and ate sushi at JoJo's.
Oh, and I've seen him eat sushi. I'm just telling you, the sushi plates never end.
We went and ate sushi, and it was the weirdest thing. We have never been able to be apart since that night.
She's the right person for you.
We couldn't
As
leave.
your friend, I'm saying she's the right person for you. Don't you ever mess this up.
Hey, if I mess this up, I'm gone. My attorney,
We're going to side with Victoria.
when we got married, they tried to tell me that my attorney said, well, you need a prenup. I said, no. That's what I told her. I said, I don't need no prenup. I said, if she's fooled me this good, she deserves it. Let her have it.
This is your life partner.
She can have it. And my whole life right now is about taking care of her, and then I give her full authority over my son Bryce. So I just got her and Bryce.
Yeah.
I got a couple of nephews that want to take care of, and so that's about where we're at with it.
Yeah.
So
your family unit is small, but you have friends that are your family members too.
Yep.
Some would say.
Yes.
He's my family. I tell people he's my mother. He's my brother from another mother and father. So I'll fight you for Bryan Neal and Victoria.
Absolutely.
But
Victoria is my rock.
Yeah.
That's her and the Marine Corps are the two big factors in my life.
Y'all are a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She knows how to handle me.
Yes, she does. And she does it with a quietness that is just, it's like perfect for you.
Until we're alone.
Yes, she'll handle you. Well, it's because she respects you.
Exactly.
And then
she never disrespects
She won't
anybody.
disrespect you and embarrass you.
And you're not going to talk about me either. Everybody wants to tell her, hey, well, we see who's in charge because she signs.
No.
Brian makes
No,
all the
she
decisions.
respects. Yeah, she respects the godly positions of the family.
Exactly.
So,
We're in biblical order. I promise you.
Yeah. So Victoria manages much of the day-to-day operations of Nelco.
She oversees it.
Yeah.
She doesn't actually do funeral arrangements or anything, but she makes sure they have what they need.
She makes sure everything's clean and perfect too.
Exactly. She walks around. She checks on things. She's more of a managerial assistant, I guess. She doesn't really just have to outright overrun it because she's not authoritative like that.
Yeah. Hector's doing a lot of the running of it though,
if
right?
she sees something needs to be taken care of, she calls me.
Yeah.
I'll make the phone calls to but she's never going to discipline somebody or do anything.
Very behind the scenes.
Very behind the scenes.
But Hector's been a big help here for you.
Hector is a godsend blessing.
Yeah.
We love Hector. Our families love Hector.
Yes. He speaks Spanish, which helps.
He speaks Spanish, and
Miss Judy's been there for...
Miss Judy's been with us now for
Judy.
about 18 years now.
Yes.
And then,
So you got a really good staff right now.
Bella has just been a godsend.
Yeah.
So she's been here, what, 3 years now?
Yeah.
So you just need to keep the ones you got.
And Pastor David, we've been blessed.
Pastor David. Who's Pastor David?
David is, you see him, he works the front desk.
Okay.
He preaches a lot of funerals. The family doesn't have a
Where's he
preacher.
from? What's his last name?
He's in Canada.
New Caney.
Oh, he's from New Caney.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So,
And Aurelia.
Aurelia?
Yes,
Okay.
Ray Leo's been with us for 19 years.
Yeah, he does the maintenance and things of
He
the
does our
building and
landscaping.
transport.
He does landscaping. We got a few yards around here we take care of in town.
Yeah.
He does all the landscaping, flower beds.
Yeah.
He takes care of that. He does our grave digging.
Yeah.
So, like I tell all the guys, I said, Hector's the only one. I mean, no, Ray Leo's the only one's non-replaceable. Y'all can never be replaced. But
Yeah.
He does the job.
He knows
of
everything.
Ray Leo
Yeah.
does the job of 3 people.
And you've got drivers too? Or were they?
We have part-time.
Yeah,
help
part-time
that comes in.
drivers, yeah.
They come in and help with the funerals and deliver flowers and
Okay.
greeters.
I'm going to put you on the spot. What is something that people might not know about Victoria?
She's an angel.
She's an angel. Yeah, I
She's
agree.
literally an angel. People do not know that.
She's a very talented singer.
Well, that's the God given from the angel.
Yes. And y'all like to sing together.
Well, she likes me to sing with her, but
she
she's the
sounds
singer.
better than you.
She's the singer, yeah.
Yes.
I love it when people come up. We just got off floor. I would tell her how great she is. They just like, so what am I, chopped liver?
Yeah. You're okay. She's better.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's okay. So with her sitting here, I'm going to put you on the spot again. What would she say is your biggest strength?
My biggest strength?
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think it would, my ability to care for people.
Okay.
I hope my care,
Yeah.
my heart.
What would she say is your biggest flaw?
Probably listening to doctors and taking their medicine.
Oh, because she wants to do it a natural way?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's talk about Nelco for a while.
Okay.
All right. So how did that business get started?
I was in the construction before I built the funeral home.
Yeah.
And so it just got bored sitting here.
And you just started it like 2 or 3 years ago?
No, it was about 4 or 5.
It's been that long?
During COVID, I bought a bulldozer online.
Yeah, I can't remember when it
I started
started.
with one bulldozer, and I told Victoria, I said, look, I'm good at dirt work. And I said,
And he can build a heck of a pond.
and I can, that's what I can, I'm good at this stuff. And I said, well,
Yeah.
I need to go do something. I'm tired of just sitting here all the time. And it's very slow. I need to be outdoors.
Yeah.
And so, I like to build stuff.
Yeah.
I like to be a part of stuff. And you see by my videos, we're getting involved in a lot more and more.
Oh, I love the aerial ones that you do. Those are really cool.
Which ones?
The ones that your nephew did, that helped you with, those are really cool.
Yeah. Well,
The ones that had the music with them.
And we got more of those coming. We're doing bigger and bigger projects. We're moving into the AI sector now, so that's kind of neat.
That's
So
cool. But you also helped do some of the BNSF projects out here.
Yeah, I was the only local
in Cleveland.
contractor that worked on
Yeah.
the BNSF out here with Ames Construction.
Yeah. A lot of dirt work out there.
A lot of dirt work out there. I didn't get to do a lot of the dirt work, but I did a lot of stuff to assist them.
Yeah.
And they still call me.
Clearing and things like that.
Clearing,
Yeah.
raking, and helping
Yeah.
them do some stuff. And it was a good deal. It was nice to be involved in it.
Yeah. Yes. It looks good on your resume.
Exactly.
So what leadership lessons transfer between running a heavy equipment business and running a funeral home?
Service.
Service? Okay.
About service. That's the key thing that I do different now when I was in construction. I'm about the service to our customers.
Okay.
And so I've taken that service, being in that service industry, and I try to provide excellent service. I go above and beyond. We do a lot of stuff that's not required of us. We have our own surveying technology, which a lot of people don't have. So where they have to call in surveyors to do staking and all
Yeah.
this stuff, we have it all inside the cab of our machines. We've invested heavily in grade control.
Yeah.
So we just tell them to give us 4 grade points or control points, and we build a job from there. We do as-builds. We do reports for them that they'd have to hire a survey to come in to do. We do a lot of stuff like that. It's all about service. Tell us what you need, and sometimes it ain't always about the money. It's about how you take care of these problems. Be a problem solver for them.
Do you have a business mentor?
No, I really didn't. Desperation.
Yeah.
That's how I got started in construction.
Yeah.
I needed to. I knew that there wasn't a better way to make money, quick or lose it, and that was in the dirt business.
One thing that people don't know about Bryan is that he also has been a pilot.
Yes, I haven't flown in a long time. We've been talking about that. I would like to get back involved in that plan again.
He impressed my grandchildren greatly by landing in our pasture in a helicopter with one of his late friends. They thought he was the coolest person ever to land a helicopter in their pasture.
Yeah, they enjoyed that.
They did, and they still talk about it.
I think your neighbor enjoyed it more.
Everybody thought it was great.
She was sitting out on the porch. I think she was quite prepared for us to
Yeah, be landing over there. Made us look like we were some bigwigs. It's like, no, that's just Uncle Bryan. That's how he rolls, y'all. And they have lots of Uncle Bryan stories. So, what is the best business advice you've ever received? That's a hard one, isn't it?
There's financial advice you get. There's how to be successful. The best way to be successful is to be ambitious and be the first one up. The early bird gets the worm.
It's true.
If you're getting up at 8, 9 o'clock when the day's done passed, you're not going to be successful. Get up early, go to work, have a plan through the night, think what's going to happen, try to get everything orchestrated for the next day.
So give it 110%.
110% expected all the time, nonetheless tolerated any other time.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do that,
then go work for somebody.
I've had a lot of people that want to be entrepreneurs. They think they do.
Yeah.
And I try to tell them all the negatives. Everything negative that you can tell them, that's all I tell them how bad it is.
Yeah.
And if that scares you and you can't do that, you don't need to be an entrepreneur. Because if it doesn't scare you, you need to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Because if you can do that, you got to have stomach of steel.
I talked to you before I started Bluebonnet News.
Yep. I give you $1. Remember?
You were, yes, he and Mr. Anderson were my first advertisers.
And I gave you your best idea for
You did, yeah. He's given me a lot of good ideas over the years. We've been friends a long time.
Yep.
And so we talked about this before I even started it, because we were friends when I was over at the Advocate.
I think you get your most hits off of that one.
Yes, it was spot on. If you could go back and speak to the younger Bryan Neal just starting out, what would you tell him?
Calm down.
Calm down? That's a good one.
Calm down.
It's going to be okay.
It's going to be all right. Take a breath.
So let's talk about being in the Cleveland community. What do you love most about Cleveland in this area?
The diversity of people that we have.
Yeah.
We are, even you see it in our funeral home, we are the most diverse funeral home this side of Houston.
I've seen that, yeah.
We are the most diverse funeral home.
You get white, Hispanic, black, everything.
Everything. We bury everybody. One of my friends that was black, that I was good friend of mine, he goes, "What type of funeral home?" I said, "Black, white, Hispanic, I don't care. We're here to love everybody.
Yeah.
We're here to love everybody."
Yeah.
And so that's probably one of my proudest accomplishments here. You see that when you see our obituary. We are the future. You see that because we're a melting pot. I grew up when it started in the 70s, right after segregation.
Yeah.
And I didn't know any other way.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a generation before me that has the hardest time because they were not integrated.
Right.
We were integrated. My best friends were kids when I was growing up. My two buddies that I played college ball with them both. It was Richard Flournoy and Eric Jackson. We all went to college together.
Yeah.
As kids, we raced every day. We didn't play on the monkey bars. We got out and we foot raced every day.
Two of my favorite teachers back in when I was in school were black teachers and that had been at segregated schools, and they became beloved teachers. And I'm trying to get an interview with one right now. It was Miss Patricia Shagwa and A.Z. Caldwell. He was the PE coach, and they were just
Mine was
wonderful.
Miss Johnson.
Miss Johnson.
From up in with old Alamo School in Livingston.
Oh, wow.
She whooped our whole class one day. We all had to lean over and get a whooping from her. She backed up on her desk, and she had a line.
And you probably deserved it.
A lot of those kids are well-to-do kids in Livingston. Hey, I was in the class. We all got a whooping one day.
And you probably deserved it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We wouldn't quit talking. Everybody was just... we deserved it.
Yeah. Miss Jaguar is one of my favorites. I'm trying to get an interview with her right now. Hopefully she'll come on and do a podcast interview because she's got so many stories to tell. Hopefully she doesn't tell very many about me. No, I was a good kid.
I can't think of a better person than Encyclopedia Brown.
Who's that?
Those are stories that he used to talk about. Look him up, Encyclopedia Brown.
Oh, okay.
He was a kid that kind of read the whole encyclopedia, so he knew everything.
Yeah.
And she used to read us those stories.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. I remember the Scholastic readers that we used to get that had like, what was it? It was two polar opposites of, I can't remember. It was two guys, but it showed one bad behavior guy and one good behavior guy. I can't remember the names of them, but we used to read those.
I was more of a good listener.
Yeah, I was a reader. I was a nerd. What do you think communities need more of today?
Involvement with the kids. Our kids are led astray, and it's when we hand them those phones, we just surrender our kids.
Yeah.
To the world.
There's some pretty vile things on TikTok.
It has changed the moral fabric of our society. The telephone, the portable, the phone.
The stuff that they're exposed to now, though, I think they learn tolerance of things that they shouldn't have any tolerance for. I sent some screen captures to my daughters this week and said, if any of the kids are on TikTok, here's something they're being exposed to, and it was like this woman that was having a relationship with this man that looked like a demon. And I thought, just this little thing like this exposes kids to the thought or an idea.
Their purity is gone at a very young age.
It's so sad. Try to keep the phones and stuff. Oh, my youngest daughter says her son, who named Marshall, is not going to have a phone until he's 10 or 12 years old or 15 years old. He's going to be old. She doesn't even want him to have very many electronic toys. She wants him to have old school toys.
I'm not a fan of public school anymore.
She's homeschooling, yeah.
I think if you can find an alternative mean, if it's possible to you, do that, because I'm not impressed.
My oldest daughter is homeschooling my two other grandsons that are in school.
It's important. That's the only way you could.
You can control what they.
It's to have that relationship with your child.
Right.
You got to be very protective who you have influence in your child's life.
And friends can have a negative influence.
And friends, teachers,
and the friends' family members.
Sunday school classes. It's endless.
We're not a spend the night at anyone's house family. I never have been that kind of a family. If someone wants to spend the night, they have to come to my house. I'm not sending my kids out to whatever the world's going to offer up to them. So it's always been that way. So what would you say, what role has faith played in your life?
It's the most important part.
Yeah.
Without that, I would be nothing. I would be nowhere. I wouldn't even be close to where we're at. I would probably be in prison right now.
Yeah, God's been big.
As motivated as I am this way, I could easily went the other way too. Mm-hmm. There was a time in my life where in the Marine Corps and the relationship with God steered me a different direction.
Besides God, who's had the greatest influence in your life?
My wife.
That's a good one.
Yeah, my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't get much better than her anyway.
No. My wife.
So, if your obituary were written 50 years from now, what would you hope it would say about the way you treated people?
That I loved people and I cared and I gave more than I took.
I like that. Very simple. All right, now we're going to go over to some rapid fire questions. These are just fun ones. You get to answer simply, just one word, 2 words, and so here we go. Ready?
Okay.
Favorite piece of heavy equipment?
Excavator.
Most used or abused phrase that you have?
I don't think we could publish that. It's a Marine Corps one.
It's a Marine Corps one. That's okay.
It's Holy Screaming Eagle. You could fulfill it.
Holy Screaming Eagle, yeah. Biggest pet peeve?
What is my biggest pet peeve? I don't really know. Stupidity. I cannot stand stupidity.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be it.
Stupidity.
Idiots and stupidity. It
Yeah.
just drives me crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's something people would be surprised to learn about you?
How deep my relationship with God is.
Yeah.
I wish I could come across more with that. I wish I could expose that more. I
Yeah.
need to. I want to show that more.
Well, they're gonna have to work on it. Yeah.
Because I have to stay. I feel like I got to keep a wall up sometimes.
All right.
Because I feel like I get taken advantage of if I don't
Yeah.
keep that wall there.
Well, you and I talk about it a lot because we talk at least on the phone 2 times a week or so.
Exactly.
So we talk about it because I know it's important to you, but maybe other people need to see that too. What's one thing that Victoria does better than you besides singing?
She is probably more spiritual than I am. She sets the tone, and
Yeah.
I try to get on the spiritual level that she's at.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Favorite Marine Corps memory?
Favorite Marine Corps memory? Graduating boot camp and coming home and meeting the family at the airport.
Oh, that's sweet. Toughest person you've ever met?
Toughest person I've ever met. There's been a lot.
Yeah.
Toughest. R.B. Neal.
R.B. Neal, that's your dad. Grandpa. How long has he been gone?
2009.
This is where the softer side of Bryan comes out when he starts talking about these people that he loved. He starts kind of getting a little choked up. So what was it that you loved so much about your grandpa?
He was very quiet. He was a war hero. He never talked about it. He never joined anything, any fraternities. But he was a war hero, POW. He was a staff sergeant within a year of being in the front. So there's a lot to it that I don't talk about.
Which war was it?
World War II.
World War II.
Yep.
So he was a hero.
Yep.
Yeah. What's the softest thing about you that nobody believes? His heart.
Tender-hearted.
Yeah, he's very tender-hearted. Yeah, very tender-hearted. One word your friends would use to describe you. Okay, I'm going to answer for him. Marine Corps teddy bear. That's a good one.
Bulldozer.
Bulldozer, but Marine Corps teddy bear. He can be tough as he has to be.
Intestinal fortitude. That's what.
Yeah, and then
if you don't have it, you will never make it.
And Bryan, if Bryan is your friend, Bryan will not do enough for you. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, there's not anything he won't do for you if you are his friend. So I answered that one. Sorry. Best advice you've ever received?
Best advice I've ever received. Don't mess this marriage up.
Don't mess this one up. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for taking time to join me today. I've been trying for a year or so to get him to do an interview with me, and I finally nailed him down. He was a little bit late getting here, but we got it done finally. I've known you for a long time, and one thing I've always appreciated that you're the same person behind the scenes as people see in public. And you spent your life helping others and making a difference in the community, and a lot of people don't realize that. So, and I'd also like to thank Victoria for the wonderful part that she plays in your life, because I know you couldn't do it without her.
Well, she's the best part of my life.
Yeah. I want to thank the listeners for tuning in for another episode of Headlines and Heartlines. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure you to subscribe to the Bluebonnet News Headlines and Heartlines podcast on YouTube. You can share the podcast and join us next time as we sit down with another person whose story is helping shape the community. This interview will also be on KILE Radio tomorrow and Friday. That will be June 2nd, and I guess that's June 6th of this week. Until next time.